Okay, so I guess this is part two or whatever. Anyways, I don't know. I'm trying to think about what to talk about this week. This week. Well, the thing is, it hasn't quite been 2 weeks yet. I really don't know how to do this YouTubing thing, but I suppose I should do it more often. And yeah, so I kind of need to focus on that. I don't have internet currently, so I can't upload anything. So I mean, I have the internet, but it won't let me upload large amounts of data, so I can't upload videos. But the things I've been thinking about the last couple of weeks, I met a whole bunch of interesting people. Who were into different things. And they were anarchists. Pretty much all of them. But some of them are in it just for making money. And that's fine, I understand. They want to make their life as easy as possible. I really don't think that's the wisest thing to do, but that's what some people do. And then there's the younger anarchists. They like the idea of building and doing something, but really don't know how to do it. They have no encouragement in that aspect. It's like, oh yeah, I got this great idea, but I have no idea how to pull it off. I don't know the numbers. I don't know how anything works. So I've met a few people, but and amongst all that, it was like 2 days straight almost within the last 12 days from the last time I made my last video that I have really thought about what sort of business I want to get into. Yeah, I really want to get into composting. That's my primary goal, is to get into composting. However, if I can find another business that is equally sustainable, that's going to require less effort, that's permaculture based, then I can make water out of air. It's the simplest process ever. And it would be really great to have one of those here in Acapulco. My goodness, the humidity is perfect for it. But it looks like I'm going to end up going to Sharan, which was my original intention anyways. But even over there, I still should be able to build one of these large industrial ones, and it'd be completely 100% eco-friendly, hopefully no moving parts. If we do put moving parts on it, like fans or whatever, it'll definitely increase production a lot. But if it's solar powered, I'm not really going to consider it a moving part, just because it's going to be in its own autonomous system. All you got to do is check on it, just like a water trough. I worked on a ranch for 15 years. You just check the water trough. You're just checking how much battery life is left in the battery for that thing. So, which it can be easily maintained. And I would like to be able to produce at least 20,000 pesos worth of water a month that's drinkable. Because, the Mexican people, to them it's a business. And almost everybody does it. I'm sure it wouldn't require a whole lot of effort to get into that. Especially since, they see where the water's coming from. They'd be like, we're pulling it right out of the air. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? They're doing this in the deserts. And they say that people in higher elevation climates can't do it. I think they can. They do it in the ground. If they build the facility for catching water in the ground. So, yeah, that's one thing I've really been thinking about these last few days now. But 2 days I was like real hardcore on trying to put all my thoughts together. In amongst this this haze of this cannabis that I'm smoking, man. Everything I get is indica. I don't know why I can't find a sativa anywhere. I've been told by multiple people that, oh yeah, all this stuff over here is sativa, but no, man. The high is different, dude. Sativa makes you want to get up off your butt and run down the street and do a small marathon and then come back and clean the house, take a shower, run down to the beach, come back, take another shower, run and meet people, But it's indica. And indica just makes you hungry and want to sleep, and so it's been hard with that. I just haven't had Mary Jane in quite some time. It's been quite a while since I've had any in a consistent flow, and my mind is in the right place finally, but man, I got the wrong stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways. So I don't know. I've been thinking about a whole bunch of different things. Composting operations, gardening operations, water operations, once again, but in a different aspect. How all this stuff's going to work together. I don't know what type of property I'm looking at in Sharan when I get there. A lot of this has to do with my friend Paul that I met on the Facebook thing. I hate using the Facebook thing, but on the Facebook thing, and he's a man of fellow like-mindedness towards permaculture and wanting to build something. So, we're not talking about building just one business. We're talking about building multiple businesses within one business. Because every market has its niche. So you sell to niche markets. I think a good starting business is water. I think a good starting business is water, selling water. I know I'm going to need water when I get there. Drinking water to wash with, if it can be produced out of the air, come on. And then you teach the local inhabitants. At first you'd be making quite a bit of money off of it, but teach the local inhabitants how to do it, and you won't make as much money, but that's okay, because you can use it for gardening. Because by that time it'll be established. You might sell some water here and there, but then you got a garden set up with a whole bunch of fresh compost. Bam. And you're still continuing to produce compost while the garden is growing. So Paul wants to make products out of plants that are fermented. He wants to make products that are fermented, like coleslaw and pickles. Those are the popular ones. But you can have a slew of different variety of plants that can be fermented, and they all have different beneficial things medicinally, like as far as your health goes. And that's something I'm rather concerned about, trying to get back in shape again and whatnot. But yeah, I'm a little bit hazed right now. But I figure if I don't do this right now, then I'm probably never going to do it. So, I don't know. So I was thinking about that, farming, and all this stuff around permaculture. And then also how to build earth ships, how to implement that, while you're building all these other industries. Because if you built an earth ship with an add-on just for canning and for processing of fruits and vegetables to be just eaten as fresh fruits and vegetables, or pickled vegetables, I guess you would say, fermented vegetables that you could process there and then put them in a small storage. Bam. You knock out two different things right there with that business and then the home. I think being able to build an underground eco-sustainable village of, I don't know how many people, 20, 30 people. I don't know what Paul has in mind, how many people he wants to live there, but I would think a place big enough for 20, 30 people with children, and everybody can work there if they want, whatever. I've heard of other people trying this. I don't know the man's name very well, and I won't mention him. But to me, that guy, oh my goodness, I don't even know how to explain this guy. Because I didn't talk to him very briefly. But everything I told him was positive. I wasn't trying to be negative in anything I was saying. But he just didn't want to see me because he had been overrun by, what did the chick tell me? She said, I don't know, socialists, I think. Fascists, socialists. This guy's area that he was doing, kind of the same thing that I want to do. This guy's area, where he's doing it at, somewhere in Mexico, got overrun by everybody who wanted to do things their way. Well, I understand, but we all have to be on the same page, So, but I guess things like that can happen if you let people in near you and then they have a different mindset than you. If you're not really into permaculture, if you're not into building underground houses and building communities like that, then I guess you wouldn't understand. But if you're of that mindset, then people like that should work together, as much as possible. Which is one thing I was trying to educate this other young guy over here, like we should, you use social network, everybody uses social network for the dopamine fix, but if you only use it for business, and not so much pleasure, then you really shouldn't have a problem with it, because you just go do business and then you're off of the internet stuff. So, but to try to get him to understand like how much work goes into something, I don't think he contemplated, well enough. Because, you're talking about a few years of building infrastructure before you can even really say that you're going to be turning a profit. Like, it's a building progress. That's just the way it goes, I don't know. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me the last almost couple of weeks. I bought a jar of honey, which I was informed by a man on the street that that's not real honey. So I'm kind of bummed about that. I was kind of hoping that was going to be my energy booster, a jar of honey. But the guy said that's just not real. You have to go to the mercado. There's 4 more mercados in Acapulco. However, I don't know where any of them are at. If it's going to cost 200 or 300 pesos to get over there, then I'm probably not going to go. Because I'm not a rich dude. I'm a poor dude. I'm just trying to build social contacts here in Acapulco and get healthy, hopefully, at the same time, before I move on to my next venture of actually physically getting to the labor part of it. So, yeah, I don't know how we went from honey to that, but nonetheless. I'm a rabbit trail kind of guy. For some odd reason, I go off on rabbit trails a lot. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll try to make another video sooner. Hopefully, maybe by the end of this week, because I have to get some other shit done by the end of this week. I figure out how to get out of Acapulco, because I don't know how to do that. That's going to be consuming a lot of my time. But yeah, I still got 2 weeks to go here in Acapulco, so I don't know. I suppose I should make another video here rather quickly to make up for the time I didn't make a video last week. So yeah, I guess I'll do that later. Bye.